Today is Thursday, September 26th. This is Noreen Johnson, and here are the good news headlines of the day. Former President Trump is slated to return to Butler, Pennsylvania, and hold an outdoor rally at the same location of the first assassination attempt back in July. In a press release Wednesday, the campaign said this: President Donald J. Trump will return to Butler, Pennsylvania to hold a rally on the very same ground where he came within a quarter of an inch of losing his life less than 3 months ago. The Republican presidential nominee is slated to speak on October 5th at the Butler Farm Show Fairgrounds in the suburb north of Pittsburgh. During a rally Wednesday in Mint Hill, North Carolina, Trump said this: "As you know, there have been 2 assassination attempts on my life that we know of. And the first case in Butler, Pennsylvania, great place, and we're going back to Butler. We're going to go back and finish our speech." Trump's campaign said that the former president would honor those lives injured and lost in the assassination attempt during the rally. And then this: President Joe Biden did not deny this week that Democrats, led by former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, forced him out of the presidential race over the summer. Biden was asked the question by Alyssa Farah Griffin during a fawning interview Wednesday morning on ABC News' The View, after Democrats and the media launched an intense campaign to pressure Biden out of the race following his disastrous debate performance in late June against former President Donald Trump. Griffin asked Biden if he felt that his hand was forced and how his relationship is now with Speaker Pelosi. He said they are fine and that he never fully believed the overwhelming reluctance of his running again. When asked if he thought that he could have beaten Trump, Biden answered, "Yes, I was confident I would beat Trump. He's a loser." In other news, Meta chief executive Mark Zuckerberg has acknowledged that he messed up by letting his companies Facebook and Meta get too involved in politics. Meta owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Zuckerberg spoke at a podcast event in San Francisco earlier this month, at which he bemoaned the fact that his companies and their employees had weighed in too much about political matters. He said this: "The political environment, I think I didn't have much sophistication around, and I think I just fundamentally misdiagnosed the problem. I think it's going to take another 10 years or so for us to fully work through that cycle before our brand is back to the place that it could have been if I hadn't messed up in the first place." Attempting to establish a positive relationship with former President Trump, Zuckerberg has spoken with him twice in the last few months. Zuckerberg has hired Republican strategist Brian Baker to ameliorate his position with right-wing media and Republican officials, The Times noted. After Meta removed images of the assassination attempt on former President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, Zuckerberg called Trump to apologize. In an address to the United Nations Summit of the Future in New York, Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Holy See's Secretary of State, emphasized the need for promoting the dignity of the human person and voiced the Vatican's disapproval of the Assembly's promotion of abortion and gender ideology. Cardinal Parolin addressed UN members gathered for the summit on Monday. Though praising summit attendees for engaging in dialogue, he commented that there is a need to rethink actions in a number of areas. The Cardinal voiced the Vatican's concerns with a document titled Pact for the Future, which was passed by summit attendees on Sunday. He said that, quote, "in conformity with its nature and particular mission, the Holy See's wishes to express its reservations regarding the Assembly's promotion of abortion and gender ideology. The Holy See retains the status of a non-voting permanent observer in the United Nations." Cardinal Parolin emphasized the need to promote the dignity of the human person across the world. He praised the summit as a reason for hope amid a time of crisis in which there is an ongoing erosion of trust between nations, as evidenced by the growing prevalence and intensity of conflict. Above all, though, Cardinal Parolin said thinking of the future should take into account the needs and interests of future generations. And then today, September 26th, marks the feast day of Saints Cosmas and Damian. They were twins born to Christian parents in Arabia in the 3rd century. They were physicians who were renowned for their skill as well as their refusal to charge for their services. Their charity and Christian witness won many converts to the faith and earned them a place of prominence in the Christian communities of Asia Minor, and they were canonized when their names were included in the Roman canon, or the Eucharistic prayer won by Pope Symmachus in the 6th century. Saints Cosmas and Damian, pray for us. And those are your daily good news headlines. This is Catholics for Catholics. May God bless you, and may God bless the USA.